Do we have news?
We have news.
Okay, you could just say that. We're doing that. Yeah.
But we got a fancy graphic. Look at this.
We got a fancy graphic, so we got to use it. Breaking news, and we are going to see how long I go into this show with breaking news that's actually not real, like last year's trade deadline. But Mike Garafolo is reporting the Bears have agreed to terms with running back DeAndre Swift on a 3-year, $24 million deal. Sources tell him and Ian Rappaport, after a career year with the Eagles, Swift heads to Chicago to be a big piece in Shane Waldron's offense.
3 years and 24 does. My initial reaction is that is tall. That is a significant price for somebody when you had Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley out there. He had a phenomenal year last year.
So let me get this straight. The running back the Lions let go to sign the Bears running back. The Bears are now signing that running back for more money than the one they let go. Does that all make sense?
Yes, and
I love the NFL. What a world!
Significantly more.
Yes,
and not just more, significantly more.
Well, it's 6.
Yeah,
6.
I mean, depending on the guarantees.
6 APY versus 8 APY.
We'll
see what the guarantees are.
25%, bro. That's
interesting. Yep, DeAndre Swift out of Georgia. But an element that the Bears need, a little bit of change of pace, can catch the ball in the backfield.
Well, look, we being down at the Combine, it was very clear that there was not a ton of love for the Bears' current running back situation. I don't think that Roschon's going anywhere, but this, and maybe Khalil isn't either, but if there's a taker, I think I think Khalil Herbert's probably played his last game for the Bears.
Including 3-year, $24.5 million deal, including $15.3 million guaranteed.
It's a big investment, man. That's a big play.
I mean, it is, but this is what I've been talking about, like that the Bears are in this position where they can afford to spend money on the running back position, and it's not really going to hurt them. I'm just wondering, look, he had more. DeAndre Swift had a good year in Philly. I mean, he ran for over 1,000 yards. He had way more attempts than he's ever had at any point in his career with Detroit. He's still extremely young. He's 25. There's not a ton of tread on the tires. Still averaged 4.6 yards per carry last year, and he catches the ball a lot. I mean, this is a guy that had 62 catches at his height in 2021 with the Lions and still had 39 last year. So, he's a productive running back and probably better than anything they have on the roster right now.
So what is the yearly average, I guess is my question.
Well, if it's 3 years, 24, it's 8.
Okay. Well, I didn't know if it's
concerned.
front-loaded. You know what I mean?
Well, you said average. I don't know what the specifics are, obviously.
Like, what's the cap hit going to be for this year is my question. Is it just evenly spread for 3 years, or is it front-loaded like the linebackers were last year?
I can't imagine that they would do a back-loaded running back deal when they don't need to. They have plenty of cap space.
Because that's my whole thing is the cap space for this year. I mean, we have other needs, and the Bears clearly identified running back as one of their top needs going into this offseason, and I probably would have allocated money elsewhere. I guess I think more highly of Khalil Herbert than others. This was the cap space before the deal. As you're seeing on screen here, Washington, Tennessee, and New England leading the way. Washington with $96 million in cap space, with the Bears at $63.8 million before that deal. So let's just say on
it's
the
not
average,
good, 15 off if you factor in Kevin Byard and also DeAndre Swift now. So we'll guesstimate that they're around $48 million.
48 more million to go. And it's going to go quick. I mean, if you're the type that wants Christian Wilkins or, Danielle Hunter or, somebody, on that offensive line, another center, or a wide receiver, So that's kind of my point here. And, teams have been able to find production from the running back position without putting a lot of money into that position. At the same time, as I've said before, I'm not going to complain about having good players. DeAndre Swift has been a productive player in this league. So now that box is checked as far as that running back room. You have Khalil Herbert, DeAndre Swift, and Roschon Johnson. I just personally probably would have gone a different route.
Jim Cook, who's leading us to the promised land here on our team, is putting in the chat that the 7th highest running back according to AAV right now. And he had a guarantee in there too. I think it's the 6th highest guarantee. Look, this is a big. I think this is just an interesting philosophy signing that the Bears still are willing to invest in the running back position. They tried to do it last year with David Montgomery. They didn't want him walking out the door. They ended up, not overpaying, outbidding Detroit, and he chose to leave too. I mean, I think it was at least fairly close. But here they are again, stepping up, willing to pay for a running back, and
it's not top of the market. I mean, if I'm the Bears, I want to have the 7th highest paid running back in the league right now. I need that. I need production.
Well, but right, exactly. They need production.
Yeah.
You do not. But the other part, I mean, you don't have a number 2 wide receiver.
They have space.
Okay.
This is not a problem.
Okay. At some point they're not going to have that much space left here. I mean, that's fine. They're talking about making a big play for Christian Wilkins. That's
okay. So let me tell you, Christian Wilkins. So let's say it comes out to 5 years, little over $100 million. I'm just totally guessing right now. So you're talking anywhere between 20 to 25 million average per year. That's a lot. It's about half of what you have left now. But you have signing bonus. The cap number always comes down in that first year. And then the stuff on the back end's not always guaranteed.
Right, sure.
They have guys coming off the books they're not in they have $8 million to give a running back. This is not a big deal. The conversation should be more about what you think about the player. Do you like DeAndre Swift?
I started it with there were some very interesting running backs out there with Saquon and Josh Jacobs.
You better not complain about $8 million for a running back when you got $2 billion in your pocket right now to pay for a stadium.
It's completely different. Look, I'm not sitting there like I hate the signing. I just find it interesting. First of all, also the timing of it. Like, you are jumping out like this is the guy that we want right now with those dudes on the board, not letting to see where it plays with a bunch of other needs as well, which is it. Hey, listen, I don't hate it at all. I find it interesting. I like DeAndre Swift when he's healthy, man. Dude's a good player, can do a lot of things.
There was a qualifier.
Will he stay healthy is the big question.
He's missed 9 games so far in his career. He averages over 2 missed games per season. I think that's one of the biggest concerns. Now, if you're trying to look at some positives, he got vultured a lot last season. When you have Jalen Hurts as your quarterback, he's going to get those sneaks. Obviously, the tush push became popular more than ever last season. DeAndre Swift's numbers could have been a lot better, and we could be looking at this differently if not for all those tush pushes that Jalen Hurts vultured away from DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, and so some of the running backs that were available, as we were showing on the screen a minute ago, Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, Tony Pollard, Austin Eckler, A.J. Dillon, Alexander Madison. So the Bears go with DeAndre Swift. Again.
Do you know who the Bears' leading rusher was last year?
Justin Fields.
The quarterback. Do you know who the Bears' leading rusher was the year before that?
Justin Fields.
The quarterback. Do you know how many rushing yards the highest ranking running back had last year for the Bears? 611. Khalil Herbert had 611.
He was hurt.
Okay.
Missed a bunch of time. Yep.
611.
I got it.
And you need more than one. I mean, I think Khalil Herbert's a solid back. And the year before last, he led the league in yards per carry, and I believe like 5.9 or 6 yards per carry.
Yeah, but and that's great and it's true. But tell me when you're the lead back that you did that.
So you didn't like Herbert.
I don't know. I'm just saying this is an upgrade. They just signed a running back that ran for over 1,000 yards last year, and he caught the ball 49 times.
Yep, a high-octane offense, for sure. I mean, they're throwing the ball a lot.
This is somebody you can give the football to.
Would you have done this deal?
Yes.
Okay. All right. If you're in, Hoge, I will.
The Bears got better at the running back position in the first 10 minutes of free agency.
I don't. There's no argument to be made that they didn't get better.
We all silly like the mayor.